Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to The Mixer, the segment on this channel where I give you guys information about things from all walks of life, biography, geography, astronomy, science, or pretty much anything that you can think of, even history, before I begin today's video, let me just give a small disclaimer here. There is a possibility that you guys might hear a buzzsaw somewhere in the background here, because I have been home for hours now, just doing chores and stuff and working on videos. And now that I sit down to record, that's when this bastard next door wants to do construction work. So he's been silent for like 10 minutes now, but I don't know. I just want to let you guys know in case you hear some audio interference in the background, But anyway, so today's video is going to be something that through sheer and utter coincidence is going to be related to the Indian Ocean, which this one of my more recent videos also was, talking about the Christmas Island red crab population, the topography and geography and a little bit of the animal profile there. And today's video is going to be about a place, also another island, I want so many island videos lately, that is also located in the Indian Ocean, but it's a little bit different, in a whole different region. And the title of this video is not exactly clickbait, I'm going to be talking about what I do consider to be, and many other people as well, the most inhospitable indigenous tribe on the planet, and they are the North Sentinel Islanders, also known more popularly as the Sentinelese or the Sentinel, And the thing with this particular group of people here is that they are located in, as you can imagine, the North Sentinel Island, which is located in the Bay of Bengal in the northeastern Indian Ocean, so maybe not too close to Christmas Island, but around the same region there. You can probably locate them on the same body of water, and they have been designated as two things, right? A particularly vulnerable tribal group and also a scheduled tribe. Basically that means, like, in a broad sense, that they are protected by the government that they are represented by, which is India, and they, like, I don't know, they're just very different than other indigenous people, that they're very isolated, and also they are sort of protected. It's not that they're in danger, they're just very, you guys can just look this up later. I didn't memorize this part here because it would be too much information, okay? But they belong to the broader class of the Andamanese people, and it's actually funny because they are presumed to speak Sentinelese as a language, and they are also possibly related to the Jarawa or Anji ethnic groups, among a few others. And the thing is that they are protected by the Indian government today, and there have been estimated to be anywhere from 15 to 500 of them on the island, or at one point it was 50 to 200. But today I think it's the most recent consensus, I think, is put them at around maybe between 35 and 400 individual members, The problem is that it's very hard to go to the island and actually count how many there are, because they're not exactly friendly. They are, let's just say they have a few issues with outside visitors, and along with the great Andamanese and the aforementioned Jarawas and Anji, and also the Shompen and the Nicobarese, they are actually one of the 6 native and often reclusive people of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, However, unlike the others, they have consistently and inexplicably refused outright any contact at all with the outside world, Any form of interaction with them from the outside, they meet with absolute and utter hostility, I'm going to be explaining that a little bit more now after I show you guys some photos of them, which I'm sure that even though there have been few expeditions there that were successful, I think we need to have some kind of photos of them or something here. Let me go get them. Now you see, based on those photos there, they may not look very intimidating, but as you will see once I explain more details, and a few incidents, you're going to understand why, looking at these photos, they are meant to be feared, Anyway, in 1956, the Indian government declared the island a tribal reserve, and they prohibited any form of traveling there within a certain amount of miles, So, and there are armored patrols around the island there by the actual government, so they don't allow outsiders in. Although I am curious about, what happens if the islanders, they look at these armored patrols who are protecting them, and do they attack them? Because I mean, it just seems a little odd, you know, how you're going to have an armed patrol around an island of people who are known to kill outsiders on sight, you know. But there have been some documentations of them, you know, and even though photography is prohibited, we are able to see a few photos and even some videos, you know, and they are estimated to be anywhere from about like 5'3" to 5'5" feet tall, you know, so they're not exactly big, and they are described as having very dark skin, like really dark shining black skin and very well aligned teeth. And from what researchers have been able to identify, there have been no signs of obesity, you know. All of the islanders are either thin or very well muscled, you know. They actually have really good genetic builds, and it's actually because back in 2016 there was a handbook that was released that put the population between 100 and 150, you know, but it's really hard to estimate how many there are because it's really hard to keep a track of islanders, you know, because we can't exactly go there and study them because they'll kill us, you know. But they have been studied, from afar, you know, and it's estimated that there's a mixture of men and women, you know. So, and the only successful expedition ever was by I forgot who it was, some kind of religious guy, you know, back in 1991. Let me give you a little bit more of just a bit more better information than that, you know. I'm pretty sure that here we go. The first peaceful contact was made by, I am not gonna say this guy's name. Okay, fine. Trilokanath Pandit, who was a director of the Anthropological Survey of India, and some of his colleagues went there in 91, but India completely stopped going, you know, in 1997. Apparently this was the only successful time that, you know, they have established contact with outsiders, you know, because normally they kill people on sight, you know. Because if you get near the island, you will be immediately greeted with, you know, arrows coming at you and spears being thrown, you know. You can come with gifts, you know, or peace offerings or food, you know. Apparently they really value metal, you know. Metal is something that's very precious to them, you know. But even if you try to offer them metal, they will not back down, you know. They just don't want anybody there at all. And there have been videos of people trying to approach the island and showing the islanders actually shooting bows at them, you know, shooting arrows at them, you know. So it's really tough, man. Whether you go by aircraft or by boat, they will attack you. And it's actually really scary because why would they perceive all of the outsiders to be threats? You know, I guess it's like they're just very close, like Japan was for like 200 years back in the day, you know. They just don't want any contact at all, and that's it. They refuse to allow anything from the outside world to penetrate their culture and their tradition, you know. It just seems very odd, you know, and they are the only indigenous tribe that are so aggressive towards outsiders, you know. There was something that happened in recent years that I'm going to get to after showing you guys something else here, maybe more photos or even a clip if I can find one, because it's really hard to record videos there, but if I can find something, I'll insert it here, National Geographic style. Now, guys, one very important thing that I'm going to address here is that the outer appearance of these natives does not suggest any kind of friendliness at all whatsoever. This isn't King Kong, you know. This isn't like where the natives, they look very, you know, they just look very tribal and as the word would say, native, you know. They look very rudimentary and old, but they're friendly because they're curious about outsiders. You can make friends with them, you know. It's not Kong Skull Island, you know, or even, well, then again, the older King Kong movies, they were aggressive, you know, but that's not the point. In real life, it's really hard for you to approach islanders like this, you know, and they are hunter-gatherers, you know, so they use makeshift tools like bows and arrows and spears, you know, and axes, weapons that they have, you know, to catch, you know, their local food. You know, they're actually very big on eating mollusks, you know, because a lot of roasted shells wash up on shore, you know. They don't really engage in agriculture, so they do hunt all of their food, you know, they make it themselves, you know, and they wear pretty much very little clothing, you know. They wear some bark strings here and there, some necklaces, headbands, you know, but they are essentially naked, both men and women, and they sleep in these temporary, like, huts that they put up with a few pieces of sticks and that eventually fell. So they're not very approachable by nature, you know. But people do try, you know. There was a notable incident back in 2006 where fishermen were illegally fishing a certain kind of catch there near the island, and then apparently during the night their anchor I think disattached, and then they went adrift towards the island, you know. But the islanders, they saw them, they attacked the boat, they killed them with axes, you know. But then again, the fishermen were illegally there, they were trespassing, they were doing something that they weren't supposed to. So, but anyway, in 2018 there was a very notable incident where a missionary was killed on the island, you know. His name was, let me see here, John Allen Chow. He was 26 years old, and he was sent by the US-based Christian missionary organization All Nations, you know. He traveled there with the intention of trying to convert them to Christianity. This already to me is wrong. You know, this, like, I'm not saying that the bastard deserved to die, you know, but at the same time, he had it coming. Like, I'm really sorry if any of his friends or family members or even the church that he represents comes across this video and this comment here, but he had it coming. I'm sorry, that's my opinion, because it's already been established that these people do not do well with outsiders, you know. Ever since way back in the day, man, the 70s, 80s, there have been shipwrecks on the island, you know, and everybody is butchered and slaughtered by these, and there was only one successful attempt ever. That was in 91, and since then, not a single one, you know, happened, you know, successfully. And then this guy apparently tried to go there multiple times. He was there, he tried to get close, and he tried to bring them gifts, and apparently he was met with a mixture of reactions. Like, some of them were hostile outright, but some were kind of bewildered, others were amused, and some even laughed at him, you know. He would sometimes hear these weird high-pitched sounds, like maybe they were screaming or something, or chanting. So he just kept trying to go to the island multiple times. I guess maybe he was docked somewhere else, you know. And he kept trying to go and go and go and go. Then at one point, the people who were with him, I don't know if they were fishermen or if they were, yeah, they were. This was back on in November, you know, so the final time that he visited, the fishermen were there around the island, you know. And he apparently told the fishermen to leave without him in case anything happened. So when they came back, they saw the islanders dragging his body, you know. And apparently, before all of this happened, he tried to get on the island with a Bible, and I think one of them shot an arrow or threw a little javelin or something that actually pierced the Bible, and he just fled, you know. And even so, he kept coming back, and then eventually they did find his body on the shore after the islanders were dragging it. So apparently they're not cannibals. They didn't eat the body. They just, you know, they just killed him and were dragging his body. Maybe they looted him, you know, and then just left him there to rot. So that's how it is, man. I can't, like, and it's actually kind of funny because a lot of stories in the media quoted different sources after his death, you know, but because there was very little information on the Sentinelese people, they just sensationalized the entire thing, you know. So there was actually very little information about what happened. So, and nobody really knows why they react this way, that these indigenous people, you know. And what we know is that it's not a good idea, you know, because you can't try. I'm already against trying to convert people by force to your religion or whatever you represent, what you believe in, you know. But an indigenous tribe, man, who are just there trying to survive in their own way, they're not bothering anybody, you know. They only attack you if you go into their territory, which I already think is wrong. It's like Snake Island that I talked about in this other video here. It's an island that's filled to the brim with snakes. Why would you ever consider going anywhere near it, you know? Curiosity killed the cat, and in this case, the missionary. God, that's so wrong, but nah. It's just, well, I really hope I don't get like smited now out of nowhere, because I just wanted I mean, guys, look, just think about this rationally with me for a second here. Just bear with me for a minute, okay? Like, if you have a religion, if you follow an entity, you know, whatever you believe in, whatever your beliefs happen to be, why would you try to impose them on an indigenous tribe that clearly doesn't even speak your language, you know? And this guy was bold, man. He would ask the fishermen to drop him off like several feet, like thousands, like, I don't know, hundreds of meters or thousands of feet away from the island. I know then he would continue by himself in a canoe. At one point he would sing worship songs to them or try to speak in this weird language that's called Shroza. apparently it made them fall silent. It made me fall silent for a second, you know. And at one point they would even burst into laughter, you know. The most inhospitable people on the planet that kill you on sight laughed at a missionary who was trying to sing worship songs to them, you know. That's not a good sign. So he just kept going and going and going, and I don't blame the natives for killing him, you know, because like I said, he had it coming. He brought it on himself, man, you know. You can't tempt nature like this, you know. They're not meant to be domesticated, these people, man. Just leave them the hell alone. And just to drive home my point even further, the United States government didn't even make the Indian government like press charges. Like they didn't sue the government for this guy dying, you know. It says here there was no suggestion that the Sentinelese would be charged, you know. The government did not ask the India to do this because there's no way to do it. How are they going to, are you going to haul these people to a court of law or something, you know? They're just indigenous, man. They don't want anybody there. They don't want us. They don't like white people. Damn it. Or any kind of people. I just wanted to make a white joke, but I don't know. But look, I just stay away from them, okay? Stop trying to, you're not going to convert them to your religion. You're not going to convince them to listen to your podcast. You're not going to offer them a better way of life. Leave these people the hell alone, man, or they're going to kill you. It doesn't matter if you're a man of God or Buddha or Allah, whatever you follow, they will kill you. Stop trying to impose your religious beliefs on people who don't even want to see your face. Look, I think that's it, guys. I really think that's it, you know. There's really nothing else that I can say, you know. I think I've talked about them enough. This video is getting long enough already, and I think I'm going to wrap it up here because if I just keep sharing my comments, it's going to get more and more complicated. I just wanted to do a video about them because I thought they were really interesting, you know, and hopefully I was able to insert some cool photos and clips here because I know that it's tough based on the source material, and I hope you guys liked it, you know. Whether or not you agree or disagree that they should be preserved or not, let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you thought about this video, you know. Shout out to my newest, most loyal subscriber, Simon, you know, from Spain. I love you, dude. He's been watching and commenting on every single one of my videos, so I know you're gonna be here, dude. So gracias mi hermano. Yes, muchas gracias. So thank you so much, and I want to hear from you, Simon, and anybody else who comes across this video. And I guess that's it. If you happen to like this video, if you learned something new, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, do hit the notification bell too to know exactly what time I upload because it's videos every single day until I die. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen without any spears or arrows, please.